Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video we are talking all about drugstore foundations. The drugstore has so many amazing foundations that will save you all kinds of money, and you don't need to spend a fortune to get a really nice flawless looking foundation. So sorry, I have like Gigi here as usual climbing all over the place. So anyways, let's just jump right into the video and start talking about some drugstore foundation. All right, so I have everything broken up by the type of foundation it is. So I have ones for a more matte finish and I have ones for like a more glowy luminous finish. So I typically go for a more glowy foundation. I don't like a super matte finish, so I'll start with those and kind of get those out of the way. So the reason I don't usually use a matte finish foundation is because for me, I have dry skin and I feel like a lot of matte finish foundations are drying on the skin. So the two that I have here, I picked specifically because they aren't drying on my skin and they always look great. They don't have like a super matte, like chalky finish. They just have like a more, I don't even know what you call it, like a more like semi or demi matte, and it's just a little bit more natural. So they're not gonna look super drying on your skin. They're not gonna feel super drying, and they're just gonna look really nice and pretty. So the first one of the matte foundations that I have is this. This is the L'Oreal Pro Matte Foundation. I think this is around like $6 to $8, something like that, and it is so nice. This is what I have on my skin today. I love it. It's a really nice finish. It's not super matte as far as the finish goes. It's more of like a semi-demi type matte, so it's a little bit more of a natural finish. It says that it's up to a 24-hour wear. Truthfully, I don't know if it is. I usually don't wear my makeup for 24 hours. I will say that I can wear this foundation all day long and it doesn't move. When I take it off at the end of the day, it still looks great. It doesn't settle into fine lines. It doesn't enhance your pores. It's just a really nice foundation, and it's super lightweight on the skin. I feel like a lot of matte foundations tend to feel very drying or very heavy on your skin, and this one does not. This one is really comfortable to wear, almost like you don't have anything on your face type thing. So this is a really good one. As far as the coverage goes, this is more of a medium coverage. However, you can definitely build it to a full coverage if you're a full coverage kind of girl. Me, I like a more medium to sheer coverage, so this is perfect for me. So the next and last matte foundation I have is this. This is the Maybelline Matte and Poreless. This foundation is one that I go for 4 out of 5 days of the week. I love the finish of this. It definitely does smooth out any pores and fine lines you have. It doesn't settle into pores and fine lines or enhance anything you don't want it to enhance. This is more of a full coverage foundation, I would say, and it is definitely a little bit heavier and more of a thicker formula than the Pro Matte one by L'Oreal, but it is so nice. It definitely, you can definitely feel it on your skin, but it's not uncomfortable. And I don't think that this is super matte either. I would say this is more of a natural finish. You definitely do get some radiance from it, but it's definitely not like a luminous finish, if you know what I mean. It's definitely more natural. It is, like I said, definitely full coverage. This is really good if you have combination skin, if you have dry skin, if you have oily skin. It's not going to, this is good for all skin types. It's not going to enhance your oils. It's also not going to make your skin dry. So I feel like this is all around just a really good foundation for everybody. They have a great shade range of this, and it's super affordable because it's from the drugstore. So I feel like you really can't go wrong with something like this. All right, so before we jump into the glowy, radiant, luminous foundations, I'm just gonna put like a disclaimer here. If you have oily skin, you're probably not going to love these. If you have combination skin, but you're more to the dry side, you'll probably be able to get away with these with some setting powder and stuff. You'll be fine. Dry skins, you're gonna love these foundations, but if you are on the more oily side, I would say stick to the more matte foundations. I think that they're gonna just do better things for your skin, you know what I mean? So first up is the L'Oreal Pro Glow. This is what I wore basically this entire past summer 2017. I wore this foundation every single time that I put makeup on, and it was just beautiful. It is super long wearing. It says that it's a 24-hour wear, just like the Pro Matte one. Again, I don't wear makeup for 24 hours at a time, but I will say that from the morning when I got ready until the nighttime when I got home, through the humidity and the hot weather, stickiness, everything, like this did not budge, and it looked so pretty. It's super lightweight and comfortable on the skin, and I think it's great. It does have SPF in it though, so if you're gonna be taking a lot of flash photography or anything like that, it will give you flashbacks, so just kind of beware of that. It is a more medium coverage, but I tend to like that. If you are a full coverage kind of person, you probably won't love this one because I don't think it's very buildable. It's a little bit more sheer as far as the finish goes, but it is so pretty and so luminous without making you look oily or greasy. It's just like the most radiant, beautiful finish, and this is a winner, guys. I'm here for it. Matt is here for it. Matt was here for it this summer. He was loving how my skin was looking, right?
Yeah, most luminous skin in the world.
I wish, but I mean, hey, I'll take it, right? So next up for glowy, luminous, dewy, radiant foundation is a counterpart to the other Maybelline one. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Dewy Smooth. Again, this has a very similar, as far as like texture and formula goes, to the matte and poreless one. It is definitely a thicker formula. However, it is still super comfortable on the skin. You know it's there, but it's not heavy or anything like that on your skin. Again, it doesn't feel oily or greasy on your skin, but it just gives a really nice radiant finish. I wouldn't say it's like as luminous or glowy as this one, but it definitely just has like a natural, I don't want to say shine, but like a pretty sheen to it on the skin. It is more full coverage, so if you're a full coverage girl, this is gonna be the winner for you. It's buildable. It says it's medium coverage, but in my opinion, like when I put it on, I'm like, whoa, this is like paint. It covers everything. It's so pretty. I use a beauty blender with it. I pretty much use a beauty blender for all of my foundations, but if you wanted even more full coverage, you can probably go in with a brush and it'll look beautiful as well. Super long wearing. Again, this has SPF in it. A lot of glowy, luminous foundations do have SPF in it, so just beware if you are going to be taking flash photography. I'm pretty sure everything I'm going to talk about today has SPF. This is SPF 18 and it will give you flashback. However, if you're taking pictures in the sun in the summertime, you don't really need the flash, you know, just get some like good natural sunlight and you're good to go. And last but not least, for drugstore, luminous, glowy, dewy foundations, I have to just like say that every single time because I just love all those words, you know, is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi foundation. This is one that I have been using for years. I think I first heard about it in like 2012 or 13 when Jaclyn Hill started using it on her channel, and I just have loved it ever since. This is one that I use all year round. They have tons of shades. It does have SPF 20, so again, flashback beware. But it is super, super nice. It's again more of a medium coverage, but this one you can definitely build up to a more full coverage if that's your thing. It has the pump, which is really nice. This one, the both Maybellines are just like a bottle you have to pour, and the both L'Oreal Pro ones are like a squeeze tube, which is nice. This one is a pump, which is like my favorite way that foundation comes. I just think it's a lot easier and not dirty or like messy or anything like that, so that's great. And it's super long wearing. I would say of the three dewy foundations, this is probably the most dewy. So if you're on if you're more combination skin, you might want to steer clear of this one. The other two you'll probably be okay. This one, kind of on the border. I'd say maybe stick to the other two. It's such a pretty foundation. It's very comfortable on the skin, very lightweight. It is extremely luminous. So if you're looking for that like all over, just like glowing from within look, this is what's going to give that to you, and it is beautiful. I have one more drugstore foundation to talk about that I don't actually have with me. I just ran out of it and I'm so annoyed I threw the bottle away because otherwise I would show you the bottle, but it is the L'Oreal, just the regular True Match. It is, I guess, supposed to be more of like a matte natural finish, which I guess it is. So I'll just kind of throw that in the mix of these. That is such a nice foundation, and that was probably the first like really good foundation that I ever found from the drugstore that I loved. I still use it to this day all the time. I have to go get another bottle of it in my shade, but if you're looking for one that's more of a natural finish, so not super matte, not super radiant, that's a really, really good one. The formula is so nice. The only downside to it is that it is in a little pour bottle thing, and for me, that's a pet peeve. If you're not bothered by that, it's not a big deal. You're gonna have no issues with it, but I love that foundation. So guys, there are tons of drugstore foundations that are super nice. These are just my favorites. There are tons of other ones that I've used and that I love. There's the Milani one, the 2-in-1 Conceal and Perfect, I think it's called. I'll put everything down below for you guys, but that one's really nice. NYX has some really nice ones. I'm pretty sure even Wet n Wild has come out with a few recently that I've heard a lot of good things about. I haven't used it myself, so I can't give you my opinion on that, but I've heard really good things about it. There are so many good drugstore foundations out there, and it just goes to show you do not need to spend, you know, $40 to $60 on a foundation at Sephora or Ulta to get a beautiful face of makeup. You know, like you can go to your local CVS or Rite Aid, Walgreens, wherever it is that you shop for drugstore makeup, and spend anywhere from like $8 to $11 and get the same effect and not break your bank, you know? The other one that I've been dying to try is the new Maybelline one that came out. I know a lot of people are comparing it to the DEWEY full coverage one, the Essential Foundation, and the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation. I have not used it, so again, I can't give you my opinion on it. I believe it's like $11.99, something like that, and I've heard nothing but good things about it. So I'm gonna pick that one up probably today, later on after I finish this video, and I will test it out. Maybe I'll do like a first impressions type video and we'll go from there. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, that maybe you got some new recommendations for some new drugstore foundations. If there's a drugstore foundation that you guys use and love, let me know in the comments down below. I would love to check it out. That is it. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.